You know, I always say that behind the scenes we have so much fun and so. I mean, it's just amazing. And of course, Brian Gardner, how are you?
Very
He's
good.
a reoccurring guest, but he comes up with these jokes. So every time I say something, there's a joke at the other end of it. But welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon at the Peppermill Lounge down here. And you know something? We are one of the only shows that's opened up on Vegas Boulevard.
That's good.
Which is really cool. And of course, Peggy, the manager, called me and asked me to come back, which I was absolutely delighted. It was amazing last week. But all the hotels, you know, they're having problems. They're not booking anybody yet. So they will be booking them. So anybody out there who wants some publicity and who wants to sort of, you know, put their show out there, come on the show and we'll help you. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
I helped you. I understand that you have written a song about the virus and Vegas and the whole bit. Well, tell me about
It
this.
goes beyond that.
Oh, no,
I actually wrote this song 10 years after 9/11, and I wanted to validate all of our men and women who have protected us since the Revolutionary War. So it has verses for all the wars. Then I added a verse for COVID-19 and wanted to re-record the song, which I just finished
So
recording.
how long is this song?
It's about 4.5 minutes.
I was going to say, I mean, awfully long song. We're going
It's
back
only
to the-
4.5
Back
minutes.
to the beginning of time.
4.5 minutes.
Just keep listening. Keep listening.
But I wanted to do something really meaningful and really make an impact to gather donations so that our frontline people would have the masks and have the gloves and everything they need.
Because we forget, you know, we live our everyday life and, you know, also being sort of, I don't want to call it locked up, but staying at home, doing what we're supposed to do to stop this thing. But they've always got those people out there on the front lines. They have to work. They have to help these people. I mean, we don't think we really sort of look at them enough or thank them enough.
And are you sitting down? Yeah, you're sitting down.
I hope I'm sitting down.
I have a statistic for you that you better be sitting down.
Okay.
The head of the VA for the U.S. government said that during the height of the coronavirus situation, their 170 centers were using 250,000 N95 masks a day.
Wow.
They have a 30-day supply. They need a 60-day supply. And so I have teamed up with GetUsPPE.org.
Okay.
Because,
got that?
Yeah, and I'll make sure that your producer has everything he needs.
.org.
Right.
Okay.
And they are an entity started by doctors and nurses who gather donations, purchase PPE, personal protective equipment, distribute it where it's needed, and then build up a stockpile.
So they're prepared for the next outbreak, and so they're ready for it rather than having to wait. I thought that America did extremely well the way they handled a lot of the things. You know, they needed more beds, they got more beds. They needed more hospitals, they got more hospitals. They needed this ship to come into New York, though they didn't need it, but at the same time they were prepared in case.
Right.
So, and I thought that was amazing. But we don't seem to think of what goes on behind the scenes to get all this together.
I know.
You know, it was something that kind of happened within a few days, although Trump actually knew about it before.
Sure.
Fortunately, and he apparently stopped flying on planes and whatever.
Right.
But which was amazing. But you know, there's a lot of work that goes on. So now we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, because this is a surprise. So we can't really blame anybody.
Right.
You know, for not knowing what they were doing.
Yeah. The blame is not the thing. We want to protect our frontline workers.
Yes.
Now, here's the exciting thing. Look at what Americans have faced.
Yes.
Americans have faced the fact that they were laid off from their work. Then they had probably relatives who passed away from this disease.
Yes.
Then we had the people who were killed in the cities, and then we had the demonstrations,
marches,
the looting, and then more COVID-19.
But then we have all these statues being pulled down.
I know,
now, I'm from England, and in London and around England, we have a tremendous amount of statues.
Right.
And I've understood that they've had to border up, or they put a big circle around Churchill. Now, what did Churchill do?
Yeah.
I thought Churchill helped America.
Everybody's done something wrong, haven't they?
Well, no, I haven't.
Now, let me tell you what I realized. I realized something.
What?
Here is Americans sitting there out of work, wondering if they're going to get hired. I come along for $2, you can do something to help our frontline workers. You take a download of my song for $2 or more if you want to donate.
Yes.
You just go to www.briangardner.bandcamp.com and people can say, honey, we're a family of 4. We gave $8 to help out our frontline workers.
Although you might not think that's much, and it's
No.
only $8, but adds up.
We
We're
have
talking about America.
350 million people. If I am successful with my media campaign,
I'm shocked.
what if a huge number of people do their $2? Then
Have you done your campaign yet?
it started.
Started.
I wanted to start with you because you've had me on before.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yes.
But I'm giving 50% of all the money that comes into me
Yes.
to the organization.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that means
Now, if everybody did
Wow,
that, I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? I
Yeah.
do my part by
Of
getting
course.
you on.
Oh my
so we
gosh,
can
you're
Get it
incredible.
out there. So I'm trying to get people.
you
out
are
there.
perfect. No.
No, I'm not perfect. I tried to be.
But I love that you support the arts, and I just
Oh,
want
I love the
I want to
arts.
say it in front of everybody watching. Thank you so much for having me on because you're giving me a chance. Because if I don't sell downloads of my songs, I don't have any money to donate.
Well, not a lot of people don't at the moment, but I've
Yeah.
also understood that there's a lot of jobs opening up in a different way, but maybe in the same area as
Right.
what they know.
Right.
And I've also known, like Twitter, they said, well, if you want to work at home, you can, or you want to come to the office,
Isn't that
you
great?
can.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these technical people are going to be doing the same thing. I think people ask me, says, well, Ninon, is it coming back the same? No, the world will never be the same.
It's going to be different.
It'll never be. But I think, my personal feeling, this is just my opinion, I think it's going to be better.
I think
Because we're cleaning everything.
I know.
Our houses are so clean. Our cars are clean. We walk into restaurants everywhere. You don't have to worry about going into a dirty restaurant anymore. 'Cause they can't open unless they're clean.
I think people will maybe spend a little more when they're at a grocery store or whatever because they want to help those workers by getting money in because then they know
And
the
we're more
tax
do
money
you
will be
think-
bigger.
Do you think we're more conscious about other people now? Do you think we're
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
being nicer to them, even
Oh,
though
yeah.
we're walking around them, because we're kind of walking away from them.
Right,
But at
right.
the same time, when you do that, you kind of look and you say hello.
People are more willing to communicate than ever.
Yeah, in a nice way.
Yeah.
Yes, I've noticed
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I've noticed that tremendously. So the little bit you've got in this song, I thought it was going to be long, just 4 minutes.
Yeah.
What exactly what is the message you're giving with this particular virus?
Yeah, what I'm doing with this song, first of all, I'll start big and then I'll go smaller. It validates all of the firefighters, police, military who've kept us safe.
Yes.
Then I have a verse for 911 for the firefighters and police that risk their lives.
Yeah.
And then I wrote a verse for COVID-19 before we went into the studio. And that says that we need to support our frontline people because they're
And
the
that's what you're doing-
bravest.
that's what's in the song.
Yeah, they're
So-
the bravest of all. Because,
Well, yeah, because they're frontline.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they cannot be afraid
Right.
to actually be with these people, and then you can catch this thing very
Yeah.
easily. But they're quite well protected.
Yeah. You know, an example of this $2 I can give you is how does a waterfall start? It starts with one drip of water in the mountains, and then a creek, and a river, and a raging waterfall.
It's like a
So
single step.
people should not feel bad. Well, gee, we only gave $2. I
No,
gave
no,
$5.
don't worry about that. Please don't worry about that. That is
No.
no, do not worry about
We
that.
have the numbers of people,
Yes.
and there could be a tremendous amount of money donated so our frontline people are safe. And then we have a backlog.
Yes.
You know, we have this stockpile built up.
So apart from all this you've been doing, Brian, how about work and how's everything else going with
Well,
you?
I still work between 30 and 40 hours a week for my son's printing business.
I didn't know you had a printing business.
Yeah, my son has a fantastic printing business.
Wow.
I'm 68. Luckily, you know, when I came to this life, I was over in the section, let me get a little more energy. Sir, you need to get on the train to your next life. And I'm going, no, just a little more energy. Sir, would you please get on the train? No, just a little more energy, you know.
I don't think you need any more energy.
Yeah, my girlfriend won't let me drink caffeinated coffee. No way.
Why?
Because, look
I
at me.
don't- Well, I drink tea, but it's certainly not decaffeinated tea.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like any decaffeinated
But see,
anything.
this is my purpose as an artist.
Okay. So this is what you've decided is your purpose,
Yeah,
though.
my dad, almost 60 years ago, in 1962, I think it's about 60 years ago, made us as scouts leave the campsite in better shape than when we got there. Wait, I didn't pick up that candy wrapper. Pick it up. That's
Doesn't
in
matter.
your, you know.
Doesn't matter if it's yours or not. I always tell people, well, it's not mine. Or who cares whose it is? You know.
So.
But this is what we're doing now.
Yeah, and this is what my dad taught me.
We're keeping ourselves clean now.
Yeah, and beyond that, you know, my dad. I was a rock and roll drummer for 50 years. My dad didn't think I listened to anything he said.
We probably didn't.
I didn't, except this one message. And so I'm trying to help out.
You could always tell him that. You could always say, well, I did listen because I remember it.
If he was here, he'd be very proud.
You would
But
be.
I'm trying to help clean up and help better our medical area by putting my song out there. Download the song.
Okay.
50% of it goes directly to this organization so that they can purchase, distribute, and stockpile this equipment that's so needed.
With all this coming back and everything sort of changing and everything, what change would you like to see? This is a great opportunity. People have been at home for 3 months, whatever, and now they're all going back out again, and they're all sort of, now what do they do and how do they do it? Some people are changing completely. What change would you like to see? And I'm talking about the world.
I'm so glad you asked me that, because in my book, which you had me on the show before,
Yes.
the number one thing that is vital to this country and the world is we need to make sure our citizens are educated properly. If they are not educated properly, then they're easy to control.
Yes.
Right?
Well, there's a lot of people being controlled right now.
Right, and the evil people don't want to deal with a population that's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
No.
So education is number one.
Yeah, I do agree with it, because
gosh.
with education you can move forward, you can do something
and we can
else,
have
and
people that won't be fooled.
Absolutely, and they don't
You
be
know.
fooled. So what do you think about this this lockdown, true lockdown they had in Seattle, when and nothing was kind of done about it? They kind of let them move in and they boarded the place up, and
Yeah.
I didn't quite get it.
I don't want to turn anybody off who might want to buy my song, so I keep it very neutral, but I'll tell you this. Nobody has a right to pull down a statue unless they have gone to the city and the mayor and they got an ordinance, we're taking that statue down, and nobody has a right to take over public streets and say that it's an autonomous country.
Because it's not.
People can demonstrate peacefully.
Of course they can. They can have marches. They
But
can demonstrate.
we can't have
But
people
kind of
taking
shutting
over
down streets.
We can't have people taking over pockets of the country, because that'll further fragment this country.
But what happens with the people that have got stores in there? I mean, they can't.
I know,
I didn't quite understand the whole thing, and I still haven't understood it. But what I didn't understand the city, the governor of the city, or the mayor, or all the people that actually take charge. I didn't understand where they were. I didn't know where they were.
They weren't home. Okay.
Well, they were. I don't know. They were locked up.
Yeah,
They were locked up.
mentally locked up. I'm sorry. We can't have a fragmented society like that.
I just wanted your opinion,
Yeah.
it's nice to get opinions. I'm not saying it's right,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything because I really don't know it that well, but one thing I do know is we have a mayor and we have a governor, and they should take care of the city.
Well, their
and
job
help.
is to keep people
That-
safe.
yes, and that's their job to do that. So that's all I just want to mention.
Right.
I might mention more stuff later on, I might get heated up.
So I'm hoping that people will buy a download of this song, enjoy it,
Right.
spread the word with their family, friends, because if we hit those numbers,
Yeah.
then we'll have tremendous money and our frontline people will be safe because they'll have the PPE that they need.
That they mean,
That's-
and this is where can they have? This
Yeah,
is, that's it.
basically the place to go where they can hear the song for free
Yes.
is www.briangardner.bandcamp.com. They can listen to the song for free, and then they might go, gosh, I would do
And
want
you
to
can
buy
buy
it.
it for $2.
Yeah,
How about that? I think that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
thank you for coming
Oh
on.
my
And
gosh.
thank you for
Ninon,
help.
thank you so much for
It's
having
my
me
pleasure. They'll probably say something. You shouldn't be shaking hands because we got.
That's right.
But that's.
on. I
okay.
washed my hand before I shook your hand.
I did too.
The reason I want to thank you so much real quickly is because I don't have a big PR firm backing me up. I do this. I paid for the recording of the song myself.
Yeah.
I do this all on my own time and my own dime.
Okay, I like that. He's a jokester. He's great. So hopefully, hopefully what we do gets this out there, and everybody benefits by it. Because without you, we don't have this. Without me, we don't have it. So
Right.
we're all working together, and that's all what it's all about. I can't get it out.
You're an art angel, is what you are. Art and music angel.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Isn't he lovely? He's so sweet. I told him to get rid of his girlfriend, but he said he can't do that. So
She'll see this. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no, don't get rid of her because I have a boyfriend, so that's okay.
Okay, good. We're safe.
So either you can have, no, she can have my guy. No.
Hey, I'll
Let's
tell you
stick
what.
we
I'll
got.
keep meeting you like this every so often. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be our date. Of course, you all know out there that I'm teasing because I'm a big tease. The Pepper Mill is amazing down here at the Pepper Mill Lounge. They're absolutely wonderful. Obviously, we're back doing our show and Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to subscribe and build it up. By the way, all of you that have subscribed, amazing. All of a sudden it went woo. So thank you. We'll be back. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.